4 times a week, Joel Berman stakes out with an old bedsheet a place on the platform of his neighborhood subway station. He sells his paintings and invites others to sit down and paint with him. Joel always sets up in the same spot, a spot that has grown to have great significance for him.
So I realized that I needed to be in a place where I had a captive audience, and I came up with this idea to go down to the subways. I took a sign and I put up a sign that said, "Come paint while you wait." That's how it all started.
Joel is from South Africa. He is 42 years old. On the platform, he sits with markers, paint, brushes, and water to clean the brushes. People are welcome to use any of the supplies and as much as they want. Joel says on any given night, up to 15 people may accept his offer to paint with him. Some just for a few minutes until the next train arrives. Others linger much longer.
On a Monday, because it's the beginning of the week, people are more down. Not as many people come to paint, and people are more, they stand further away from me. But by Thursday and Friday, their moods have changed, and more people get interactive. The closer the weekend becomes, the happier people become, and the more that they come and sit down. It's the most incredible thing.
Joel's own paintings are vibrant and full of color. Some are simple figures or just splashes of colors. Often they are just text. One art critic described Joel's paintings as the art of innocence. By his own admission, he is not a technically good painter.
Look at that. It looks like a 5-year-old painted that. 3-year-old. But that's what I painted with all my heart and all my soul. I couldn't paint anything more than that. That's what came out of me.
Joel came to art late in life. He painted his first piece in 2002 when he was 31. He painted his second and third in 2008, and he didn't paint another until 2011. As a child, he couldn't stand art. As an adult, the business side of art interested him, but he saw it as a scam.
I've always wondered how pieces of paper pretty much with color on them could sell for tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. It's probably one of the greatest businesses in the world. At least in the diamond industry, you got to dig down. There's a lot of labor involved. There's a lot of work. You got to get the stone. You got to polish it. Unlike boxing, or unlike golf, or unlike tennis, or unlike a sport where you actually have to be the best, where you can be classified as the best. There's a competition. There's rules. You have to win the match. Who are you competing against in art?
These references aren't abstract for Joel. His father was South Africa's most successful boxing promoter, and Joel worked as a boxing promoter himself in both London and Las Vegas. Later, he sold high-end diamonds in Dallas. In 2011, Joel left the diamond industry and a 6-figure salary to make art. He didn't head for the subway, however.
I decided to leave my job and become a full-time professional artist, except I'd only painted a few paintings in my life. And I said to my friends, I said, boys, look, I've had a dream, pretty much, a conscious dream, that I'm going to become the #1 selling artist in the world. And I need $50,000 from each of you.
Joel's friends thought he was out of his mind, but he was still able to convince 3 of them to give him the money he requested. Joel added $50,000 of his own money, and off he went. He had no formal art training, but Joel was confident his skills selling, marketing, and promoting would propel him to the top. He gave himself 1 year. Joel maintains that people loved his art, that people took him seriously as an artist, and that he received a lot of press. The New York Post did mention him briefly a few times. His debut exhibition was in the Hamptons, and he was invited to exhibit at Art Basel Miami, the favorite winter meeting place of the world's leading galleries. But Joel did not achieve the success he expected.
So it didn't work out, obviously, the way that I thought it would work out. I got the money in April. It was now November. And putting together my launches and my promotions, and I'd now blown through that money. I'd blown through the 200,000, plus I'd blown through more than 200,000. And I was really struggling.
Struggle is nothing new for Joel. He is bipolar and suffers from depression and obsessive-compulsive disorder. He says he endures daily mental pain and periods of extended, deep depression.
Basically, the brain has been my nemesis. How the brain and the soul are related, and how a person actually functions on this earth. Who are we really? I suppose it's one of those existential questions that everybody asks. Who are we? Except I couldn't just put it to the back of my mind, so I've spent about 25 years trying to work that out. And from that question, A whole string of things come. You get anxious, and anxiety leads on to depression, and I've suffered from depression and anxiety for a very long time.
Joel was depressed for several months after he failed to achieve his goal. A friend invited him to New York. Joel knew he needed order and routine. He started working in a cafe. He took up yoga. Joel became a vegan, and slowly he came out of his depression.
I was starting to get the feeling where I needed to paint again. Not because I was overwhelmingly happy at all. It's just because I realized if I didn't do something, I needed to do something to save myself. As down and as dark as I was feeling, I just had this overwhelming urge to start painting smiley faces. And then I thought, I wonder how I can sell these smiley faces on the street in New York to earn a little bit of extra cash.
Joel tried to sell his smiley faces on Fifth Avenue and in Central Park. He didn't sell a single one. He says people were just too distracted by life, too much in a rush to even look at his paintings. This is why Joel sought out the captive audience of the subway platform. What he found was far more than just a captive audience.
This is my joy. This is my entertainment. If somebody said to me, would you like to go and see a movie? I'd say no, I'd like to go to the subway and paint. So that's the part of it that's for me. It's my entertainment. It's my daily joy.
Joel says he needs the subway. Art keeps him alive. The painting has saved him because it gives him purpose.
Sometimes I'm in terrible pain during the day and very confused in my head. But the minute I use all my strength and energy to get into that subway again, but the minute I go down, I forget everything.
Joel also says people talking to him make him feel part of the world, give him companionship. He feels connected to people on a deeper level.
I went from a $50,000 price point to $10 to $20, $30, $40. And you know what? I feel great. When I sell a person a painting, wow. The fact that they want to put it in their house and hang it on the wall, I don't care what they're paying. They wanted the painting. And they came off a subway, had enough time to run up to me, pull money out of their pocket and run and take that painting and run back on a train. Wow, man, it's a compliment, man, that people are going to have it for the rest of their lives. And those little paintings could be worth millions of dollars one day if that's the way it's meant to be. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows?
For CityLore, I'm Fritz Musser.